Hi, my name is Kevin Robertson. Welcome to another podcast. This is my story, but this is called the graduation edition. So I've decided, and my wife suggested this, that why don't you interview the young people that are graduating from MCF? So today I have the privilege of interviewing all our graduates, except Randall Slayton, who's the youth pastor. And so we have Nathan over in the big game chair there. We have Josiah Taylor, uh, right, well, in my middle, down below, under the picture. We have Maxwell in the top right, and we have Zion in the bottom right. Welcome, guys. It's interesting how we have no women in the graduation class. And so, first
I
of
have
all,
nothing. I have nothing to do with that.
okay, that nobody likes being in this high school class.
We just don't have any girls that are currently seniors. We have plenty of female students in the youth group.
Okay, good, thank you. And so the first question I want to ask you guys: how long have you been part of this Real Funky Church? And let me apologize in advance if you have any pastor issues or church issues. So let's start with Maxwell. How long? Sorry. How long? Do you remember when you first came to the church, Maxwell?
I think I was two, probably, maybe, or one.
Wow.
I don't know. It was before three. It was before three.
Now, how old are you now, Maxwell?
18.
18.
Yeah.
So again, if you have any church issues, let me apologize, and I'm sorry. Nathan's probably been the newest one, right?
Yeah,
How long have you been part?
I've been part of the church for the past year now.
The past year. Okay. You're a good kid too. And Josiah.
Oh, I've been part of this church ever since I was little.
Yes. And I think I was part of your baby dedication as well.
Yeah, I've been part of this church for 18 years.
18 years. Do you remember your dedication?
I do.
And Zion.
Was your hair this long during your dedication?
Not that I can remember.
Okay. And Zion, how long have you been part of this funky church?
Same as Josiah, all my life. I was born.
So you and Maxwell and Josiah and Zion, you've known each other since you were probably in the nursery together, I would guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that.
I remember the nursery.
Do you really?
I really don't remember.
Yeah, that was fun.
Wow. Okay. So the thing is, let me ask you this. How does it feel for you guys not to be part of any graduation ceremony? I mean, are you excited about it, or are you just totally bummed out about it?
I was mad at first, but then I just got over it. It's like whatever. I can't change anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I was mad, but I'm not anymore.
Did you go to the prom?
No, there was no prom, no grad night, nothing.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, well, I'm over it now.
How about you, Nathan?
I was also mad when things started to get canceled because at first it was just graduation was gonna be canceled, and then prom was gonna be rescheduled. But then within 2 weeks everything got canceled and everything was refunded, and it was honestly, I was really mad at first, but then after a while I just became numb to it.
Okay.
I didn't even get a refund.
Yeah, I think it was the same for me with graduation. I didn't really know what I was missing.
Mhm.
I took pictures, all the other stuff, but we didn't have prom or anything. I mean, like people were saying that it was great, but I never experienced a graduation before, so I didn't know how good or bad it was gonna be. So I like Nathan. I was just numb to it.
I'm sorry. And Zion?
No, not really. I didn't really miss out on anything.
Okay, so no expectations on all of this.
No.
So the next question I want to ask you guys, and I would ask you this in front of the people in the church, is your future plans. What do you plan to do? Are you taking a year off and just figure life out, or do you have the goals of now you're adults and out of high school. So we will start with Josiah. What's your plan?
My plans. Well, currently, next 4 years, I do want to go to college, San Francisco State. I want to get a bachelor's degree in creative writing.
Okay.
After that, I'm not too sure. I think more in college, I'm going to figure out what I want to do with different career options. I want to tell stories, but I don't know what medium I want to use. I don't know if I want to make games, write books. But
Right.
I have a skeleton idea of what I want to do.
Okay. And what made you choose San Francisco?
When we went there junior year, I believe, for a field trip,
Hmm.
it was really nice. I really liked the campus. The food court was really nice. It just stuck out to me. It was the college that stuck out to me the most.
San Francisco is one of my favorite cities. I
Mhm.
love San Francisco. I used to live in San Jose, and when we grew up, we used to go to San Francisco all the time. And I love walking across the Golden Gate Bridge. And I learned to sail a sailboat in San Francisco Bay.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I just love it. They say if you learn how to sail a boat in San Francisco, you can sail anywhere in the world. That's how crazy the currents are. Okay,
Yeah.
Nathan, how about you? Where do you plan to go? I know you're good friends with Josiah. Is it going to be hard to say goodbye to him?
No, not really. Just because we're gonna be going to the same college.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Are
No,
you that connected to Josiah that you can make a decision for yourself? You go, okay, San Francisco sounds good.
I mean, the decision was made by myself, but like at the same time, like having Josiah there is a big bonus since
Uh-huh.
we've known each other since 6th grade.
Oh yeah, you guys are good friends. And what do you want to major in?
I'm trying to major in cinema, in like film production.
Oh
And
really?
so yeah, and so just kind of like just go to college for 4 years and then
Right.
work my way to essentially have my own film production company
Wow.
while also working at a studio.
So it's just like my whole goal in life is to have Nathan and Zion accept their Golden Globe or their Oscar award for Best Picture. And I want you to thank me as this incredible pastor. That's my goal in life. To
I'm
just
not
ride
worried
on the
about Oscars.
success of
Okay, the Oscars are racist, so I don't
Are
see
they?
Academy. Nathan, go for the gold, man.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. How about you, Zion?
I have a lot of opportunities, have a lot of connections. So I'm just creating. That's just creating. I'll be up in San Francisco. Josiah is going to San Francisco State. Another one of my closest friends is also going to San Francisco State. So I'll be up there. I'll be traveling around, just,
Okay.
Yeah.
And so after traveling around, what is one of your biggest dreams that you can say, this is what I want to accomplish. This is what I want to do. This is the goal of mine.
You're talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
My biggest goal, my
Yeah.
biggest accomplishment? I don't know.
Because I've seen you. You're incredibly talented. And you're just incredibly talented when it comes to putting the haunted houses together, when it comes to filming, when it comes to all kinds of stuff. And I've seen that since you were just a young kid. So
Thanks.
I'm assuming that you have a big dream.
Yeah, I think maybe like when I'm like, I don't know, I picture myself as like this old 80-year-old living in New York, working as a production designer on Broadway. That's kind of like my dream.
Okay.
But that's a long way down the road.
Right.
It's a lot of hard work. So
I can imagine. Okay. How about you, Maxwell? I think you're muted. Let me turn. Oh, there you are.
Yeah. I'm just going to community college, Santa Monica College for 2 years. And I don't know after that, maybe 4 years after.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what do you have any idea what you want to do when you get out of college?
Majoring in zoology and aerospace engineering. I don't know which one yet.
Okay.
Maybe like I don't know, become a scientist. Maybe I don't know really
Okay.
yet. Yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
haven't really figured it out.
All right. Good. Now, let me ask you this, because considering we're in the pandemic, we just saw a gentleman, George Floyd, being murdered by a police officer. And we all live in Los Angeles, and we've seen like over a week of protesting, of Black Lives Matter, of just a lot of things. And the bad part of it, we've seen looting as well, and the craziness. And I was kind of curious, graduating from high school right now, do you get it? Do you understand it? Do you want to be more involved with it? What is your perspective? Because I'm sure your perspective is a lot different than somebody at my age at 58, or how I see things. So if anyone can talk, just unmute yourself if you don't mind, and then if you want to talk. So what is going on in you guys' mind when it comes to this craziness of systematic racism? I'm going to put all of us on mute and we'll just stare at each other.
Should I just go? I have something to say.
I know you do.
I guess personally, this is just me. This is all stuff that I've pretty much like felt coming on for a while. So seeing it all happen is giving me like a lot of hope, because I feel like there's a lot of change coming. And these riots don't happen for nothing. They don't come out of nowhere. They happen for a reason, and now's the time for us to use it and make some change.
Okay.
That's how I feel about it all.
All right. Hey, Josiah, how do you feel what's going on?
Well, I agree with Zion. I feel like it's a thing it's been on the horizon. Things are always going to change, and especially this kind of subtle racism. I feel like that's going to change for the better.
Okay.
I feel like these protests are going to be long and drawn out. I don't think they're just like in a week they're going to be over and nobody's gonna. It's just a thing people are doing now. I think especially with all the tensions because of the coronavirus, everybody's cooped up in their homes. It's going to be especially bigger. And yeah, that's when I think of it.
Okay. Josiah, have you ever experienced blatant racism?
No, I can't say I have. I've been lucky enough to never experience that directly.
Okay.
At least not to my knowledge. Not blatantly, no.
Okay. How about you, Nathan?
Well, this whole situation, Zion and Josiah already said it, that it's like it was a ticking time bomb waiting to explode, and now we actually have like a really great momentum on our side, because we have not only all 50 states in this country, but we have 12 other countries in the world that are protesting for this matter, and that's a huge change compared to when the Black Lives Matter first started, which was like majority colored people, and they were the main ones that are marching, and it wasn't as widespread. But now we have people from every race joining in the cause, which is like, that's amazing. It's just it's showing that the world could actually come together. Whether no matter what differences we have, we're all coming together for this one cause, and that's definitely one of the most amazing things I've ever seen, and have had the pleasure to see, and be a part of somewhat. And yeah, it's definitely like things are definitely going to start to change for sure.
Right. Good. How about you, Maxwell? Have you thought anything about this, or?
Yeah, it's just I support the protests. We definitely need change, but again, there's also looting, and that's not good. And I think the police should focus on the looters, not the protesters. But maybe that's just me. But yeah, we definitely need these protests to do something, change the police or the government.
Right. No, because we're definitely in some crazy times, and I do agree with you that both Zion and Josiah were talking about there is going to be some change, and it does bring some hope. And just hoping that this doesn't stop, this momentum doesn't stop, and everyone's silent, and we have to wait for the next George Floyd to happen, or something like that. So, and I think your generation is the one generation that's moving this momentum, that is just going, I'm done, and it's almost like a racially mixed of people are really fed up with the whole thing that's going on, and I think it's great. Okay, I'm just going to ask one last question, and then this is more on a lighter question. The highlight and the low light of your high school years, meaning what was the best part of your high school years and what was it sucked and it was horrible. So we'll start with Maxwell. Maxwell, your highlight of high school and your low light of high school.
To be honest, there weren't many highlights at all. High school was mostly bad.
I'm sorry.
All 4 years, it was I didn't like it at all. But maybe.
Okay, what was the low light then? Was there one big low light except every morning going to school?
It's really the whole year. There wasn't really one really bad part. It was mostly just bad, consistently bad. There was no real standout part.
Yeah, okay.
But maybe being racially excluded for some groups. There was one time where we went on a trip, and you had friend groups. It was Yosemite. So there was friend groups. You had to pick them. And at my school, there's not a lot of black people. There was 3% black probably.
Okay.
And I was left out of any group. Nobody wanted to pick me. It was they had their own little friend groups. Nobody wanted me, and there was some couple other black people. So I had to pair with someone else, someone I didn't know, and
Right.
kind of ruined the whole experience. But it wasn't that bad. But it was.
Yeah. No, that's horrible when people have to pick. Because I remember when we were in PE, we had to pick. Okay, who wants to be on the softball team to play? And I'm getting picked from the woman in the wheelchair. They're going, pick that one, and I'm going, it is not fair. And I just remember standing there in isolation going, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. All right, Josiah, highlight or low light? Unmute yourself.
Well, I think the highlight of my high school career is probably the change I've seen in myself. I've seen when I compare myself to freshman year, I'm a very different person now than I was back then.
Okay.
It's awe-inspiring to see the change in myself from that. So I think that was the highlight of my high school career.
Oh, good. And what was the low light?
Yeah, the low light.
Getting a haircut?
No. No. I think I'd be with Maxwell, as in this year was pretty, and it's not just because of the coronavirus. It was also because I had classes that I didn't like. This year felt extra. I felt like I could have been done with high school by junior year.
Right.
But this year I felt like I had a lot of classes that were unnecessary, and I wasn't able to focus on the things that I should be focusing on, like life skills, cooking, stuff like that.
Right.
Stuff that I wanted to focus on.
Right.
But it's over now, and I
Okay.
still enjoyed high school as a whole. I think it was a good experience.
Okay. Nathan.
Well, for me, like on top of just continuing to grow, um, September last year, 2019, was like for me, like one of the most memorable things, and it's a very big high for me because it was my first like so there's this organization that I'm a part of, and we created like it was like an 8-month long film project documentary,
Mm.
and I was the one that took like charge in it with like it was that was essentially like my project. I came in every day to finish editing it, and that they had a screening where they had a large audience, and like they played the whole film on the projector, and that was just the most amazing feeling in the world because when the credits popped up and my name showed
All
and
right.
everyone stood up and was clapping, and I just could never get that feeling. Like that feeling is just always going to stay with me,
Wow.
and it's always going to be like a drive to
Yeah.
get to that point again.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, perfect.
And a low, I would say for me, it was definitely junior year,
Okay.
just because there were so many things happening within that year. We had an overwhelming amount of tests. I had a bunch of like personal like issues that I was handling at the same time as well.
Mhm.
And it's just, and like the classes didn't help either. They were just oh yeah, assignment to do this, and it was really like probably the most stressful time of my life,
Wow.
so far at least.
Wow.
And so
So you have your new beginning of your new life is in San Francisco
oh yeah,
with Josiah. All right,
Yep.
Zion, the highlight of the low light. You have to unmute yourself, buddy.
I thought you were gonna unmute me. I thought you were
I'm
gonna do.
sorry.
I hate to go last. I feel like a bummer. Just school, just high school, and before that was just miserable.
Right.
A horrible, horrible experience. And I'm still like high school. I'm still trying to unwrap all of that. Still today, there's a lot to still work through, and I think that there's a lot of highlights. I really feel like I found myself as an artist. Attending an art school, that was really great. But sadly, there's also a lot of corruption at that school, and yeah. I think another big highlight is probably the pandemic too, because that's strange as that sounds. Sometimes certain people in school, they become the villain, or they become villainized, or the system, it just doesn't work in their favor. So the pandemic gave me a lot of hope because I know that from now on, school is going to be very different. And it's going to change forever, and hopefully it'll change for the better.
Yeah. No, that's deep. So my last question is for your youth pastor. Okay. Now I was a youth pastor for 15 years, and saying goodbye to my seniors sucked because it was out of sight, out of mind. I'm going to college, and that was it. So, Randall, the highlight for you with these 4 knuckleheads, and the low light with these 4 knuckleheads.
Well, first and foremost, I want to clarify, Josiah and Nathan are both going to San Francisco State, but the fall semester, the campus is closed, so they'll still be around because they'll be doing online classes. Josiah and Nathan are both staying home, so you're going to be seeing them in September and October.
So you're going, yes.
Marina Christian. So I kind of have a couple ideas for this group of kids because I didn't get that last 3 months with them.
Right.
So I have a couple ideas of maybe we can do some groups or just hang out together in the fall and continue this time as a specific small group. But low lights and highlights, man. Low lights are tough because there's nothing really bad has happened with the youth group or specifically with any of these kids. I guess a low light could be that like no one ever shows up to youth group on time. So
Well,
I'm there ready for youth group, and here comes Josiah 10 minutes late. Where's Zion? Where's Nathan? Here comes
I'm usually there
Maxwell.
early. I'm usually there early. I come with my dad.
Yes, and you know what? Everyone's late for church, even the adults. So
Yeah, it's all just a support pattern.
yeah.
But the highlight was definitely this year because I've been able to see them all mature over the last, whether it be 7 years with Maxwell and Josiah and Zion, kind of having them in middle school and to the end of their high school career, or in the last year just with Nathan. It's been a real pleasure having each of these kids in the youth group. I spend time with them collectively as a group. I spend time with them individually. Maxwell and I helped build a house last summer. Zion and I have gone to lunch. So Nathan and Josiah and I have played Dungeons and Dragons together with their group, and then they played with me and some of the other kids at the youth group to help me out. So the thing I'm going to miss is being able to spend as much time with them as I have been.
Right.
Once they do start to leave the church more so. So I'm not looking forward to spring semester
Right.
when Josiah and Nathan leave.
Right.
I'm not looking forward to 2 years from now when Maxwell leaves because he's done at community college. I'm not looking forward to when Zion packs up and leaves and starts his career
Yeah.
in the different cities that he's going to. But
Right.
I'm lucky and blessed enough to be able to see them up to that point. So
Right.
I'm happy
Right.
for that.
No, good. Hey, let me close on this. Let me talk to you guys individually. Maxwell, you're very gifted in areas that you do not see that you're gifted in. And God has anointed you in a way based on your experiences, how you don't like certain things and you don't like it. And I want to encourage you to really focus on what will make you happy, what will give you joy. Zion, you are very wise in the way you think, the way you process things, but sometimes you see life as it is, the reality of it. You don't live in a bubble. And because you don't live in a bubble, it pulls you down. And you can see what's wrong with the society. You can see what's wrong with what is going on. You have a deep sense of justice, and you can see an injustice. And I encourage you through the gifts that God has given you to use that to make a huge impact in our society. Because you can do it. You're gifted. Josiah, you have the sweetest spirit about you. You're kind. You just see things in a way that other people don't see it. You have this innocence about you, and I don't want you to change because the world needs that as well. And the thing is how you interact with your siblings and how you are very respectful around your parents. It's just don't ever change, but really gravitate towards what you want and what God is calling you to be. And Nathan, the same thing, buddy. You have a calling on your life, and all of you have this deep sense of justice and wisdom for seniors in high school. And so my prayer for all 4 of you is that you will be the success you want to be, that you will never fit in the mold of what other people think you should be, because I didn't. If I believed what people thought I should be, I wouldn't be what I'm doing now, and I love it. So we will miss you. Well, hopefully church will start pretty soon so you guys can be late, except Zion, because he's on time because he's with his dad. And so I love you all, and thank you so much for being part of this podcast. And if you're listening to the podcast, I really want you to pray for Josiah, Nathan, Zion, and Maxwell, and continue to pray for Randall. God bless you, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.